The Jaguars pick is in. There's an awkward-looking giant about to make the pick on the stage. Let's see who the pick is. We all assume it's going to be Travis Hunter, and he's going to get to play in Jacksonville after the Browns have given up on him and moved on. We're not going to know till next year if this trade was worth it.
Well, you're going to have to know a lot later than that. But I totally get being disappointed in
of course
not having Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
I get it.
You had a chance to get a special player that at least could have created some excitement. Now that's not going to happen.
You got better than quarterback prices for a non-quarterback pick.
I don't agree with that.
To go from 2 to 5, that's a quarterback price.
Right, you would have got more than that. You would have got 2. You would have got
No. Yeah. Go back and look in history.
For a quarterback?
No, you wouldn't. From 5 to 2, a future 1 and 36.
What
you
was
wouldn't.
the Carson Wentz trade? Well, how far did the Eagles come up?
I actually have that somewhere. I have it.
It was from 15. I'll find it.
Oh, so it was further down.
Yeah. To move up 3 spots.
Yeah.
Those are quarterback prices. You wouldn't get more than that.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, maybe now you will.
In terms of what they got in return, honestly, it's a good return.
Honestly, I think this will be held up in future drafts as the new benchmark.
And it is officially Travis Hunter going second overall to the Jaguars. Obviously not a surprise. And now the disappointment of not getting Travis Hunter sets in. There are 2 different things at play here. If they were going to make a trade, the trade was a good trade on it from that perspective, what they got.
Yes.
But it's huge disappointment for everybody that Travis Hunter is not this team because he's a special player.
Totally get it.
And the hope was that you'd get a quarterback either later in the draft or next year and be able to pair him with Travis Hunter. And that dream is now dead.
And here's your problem, Boo. Yeah. Because this is what we always
look of a man who's not going to be drafted by the Browns.
And he's going to be in Florida. He's going to play.
I was going to say the temperature down there, the climate.
So
it's going to help him.
They're not a great organization either, but
So again, Bull, here's what we do. So we always reset ourselves, right?
Yes.
We always say, okay, we need this and we need this.
Yes.
Well, listen, the Jaguars got Trevor Hunter,
Travis Hunter.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
They got their quarterback, right?
Yeah.
And then they go through their lumps with their quarterback. Yeah. And then what do? Let's find some playmakers for said Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
They trade up, they're aggressive, they go get Travis Hunter. Now, you're the Browns. You keep spinning your wheels and not getting quarterbacks. You don't have any weapons. You don't even have playmakers. So how do you think you're going to compete with guys in your same division when you don't have a quarterback and you can't get playmakers? We do this stuff every year. What are we going to do? We're going to get happy that we keep getting picks?
Are we going to let me give you a couple of guys, not unfair what you're saying. Let me give you a couple of guys that the Browns could get at 5, or a guy that can get at 5 and maybe a guy even if they traded down to 10. At 5, if they take Ashton Genty, we've already said that. If they trade down to 10, and I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name, that big wide receiver, Trettoria, whatever the hell his name is.
Just call him Tet McMillan.
Tet McMillan. If they trade down to 10 and take Tet McMillan, are we feeling good about that?
Beast, man.
I like T-Mac. I like him.
Who's his comp in the NFL? Do we know?
Drake London.
Oh, yeah, I'm not okay with that.
He's like Drake London and Mike Evans.
Comps aren't fair.
I mean, but
comps are not fair. That's true.
But once again, let's be clear about it, man.
Yeah.
Cleveland, the only people that do this in these drafts is the Browns.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Well,
No.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Browns go back and look at history. The Cleveland Browns are the only ones that are always trying to accumulate. Let me get a bunch of stuff so I can miss on somebody. Here's the thing. I just keep asking people and telling people. You guys are well aware that Adam the Bull Cincinnati Bengals got who? T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. And we're sitting around here looking around. We can't beat them. And they got Joe Burrow. So at some point, you're going to have to actually grow a set and take a player. Not buffer, not get a bunch of accumulate picks. Don't give me the calculus with the TI 83.5. You got to take a ball player and you got to develop one. Now listen, we're going to see what you do at 5. But because what I'm hearing is they might trade back again and give me 10 more number 1
Giants
picks.
pick is in.
Let's see.
Patriots will be next. Would the Patriots take Ashton Genty? I bet they don't.
No.
So
They're taking Will Campbell.
The Giants are going to take Carter, don't we think?
Yes. I would be surprised if it's not.
I mean, the Giants, let's face it, they're a very stupid organization, not unlike the Browns, so you never know. You never know what's going to happen here.
He couldn't even have went to.
Are we feeling better about them not drafting him because he's wearing a pink jacket?
No, I'm still devastated.
All right. My son
Silent.
says yes. Everybody else says no.
Will Travis Hunter come back to haunt the Browns, G?
Oh, 100%.
1,000%.
Oh,
He's in the AFC. What do you think?
Here's
He's
the
going to
thing.
score
They
6.
just said, by the way, Travis
Yeah.
Hunter just told Jamie Erdahl
Yeah.
he did not talk to the Jaguars once in the pre-draft process.
Well, Dustin never talked to the Vikings when he got
I'm not
drafted.
saying it's completely. I'm
No,
just saying
it's
he.
not
But that is weird for the guy draft that they traded up for a guy at 2 and never talked to him.
Because they know he's good.
Fair
There's
point.
nothing to talk about.
That's a fair point.
The film speaks for itself.
The Browns deserve
You know
our
what, G? Thank you.
the Browns deserve our scorn.
Dude, we could
They
have had Don
deserve-
freaking Hudson, man.
They could have had Don Hudson. They blew it. The Browns deserved scorn, the humiliation. They deserve to be shit on, let's face it. They could turn it all around by getting a quarterback next year.
And,
But that's a long time from
and
now.
hold on, watch this. It's even if they don't get Ashton Genty,
Yeah.
this is a travesty because when you trade down, what do they tell you? The only way you trade down, if
Yeah.
there are blue chip players on the board, you only trade down if you can still get one of those guys.
Right, which they can.
They still can, but it's getting late.
Well,
early.
that's true. They could.
And Abdul Carter is here. That's the other blue chip
And-
guy.
right, and-
And Ashton Genty is the other
Okay.
guy. So they got time to do something. But
Yeah.
look at these Wolves. Wait, look, we got him. We got the guy we want. The Wolves. Look at these dudes.
Man, I mean, there's people in Jacksonville high-fiving right now.
Man,
Yes.
go, psst.
And we're like, yeah, we got a haul. Well, Jacksonville's high-fiving
All right.
because they got Don Hudson.
Who are the anybody picking somebody besides Abdul Carter for the Giants?
No.
Could they
No.
take Jackson Dart?
If they take Jackson Dart, I will lose my. effing
No.
mind.
I
It's
want you to
Abdul
lose
Carter.
your mind. Take Jackson Dart. Take that. Take him.
Just take him.
Draft another shitty quarterback, Giants.
Just take Abdul Carter.
No.
There he
Yeah,
is.
he got about 200.
Now,
he got about.
Here's the question with
Who's
Abdul
the pick?
Carter.
Carter.
It
Can
is
you
officially
trust a man
Carter.
with a chain that big? Can you trust him?
Hey, listen, right now.
That's a strong neck.
Hey, bro, look at his pop. His
the guy?
pops.
Pops is where
He
it's
That's
got
what I'm
the-
saying.
Is that
I was looking at
Adidas? Is that
Pops.
Adidas?
I didn't even see his.
I like the pick even more now. If you got a dad like that, you're a real one.
Hey, listen, bro. Look, first of all, he came in there looking like he was coming to a funeral.
That's
Signing.
that's a signing
Enjoy
bonus.
his 7.5 sacks next year when you win 3 games with Russell Wilson. Mike.
Hey, listen, I
What
will
is he wearing,
say,
a dress? What is he
No,
got
he
on
looks
there?
like he's a mortician, dude.
hey, listen, he is not playing around. Listen, in the hood, that's fly. He got about 350 on his
he's
neck
about
right
to-
Is
there.
it? Is it? Can we get-
350.
We got somebody on from the hood?
Yeah,
That
for
fly?
yeah, that's crazy.
He's like the Black Dexter.
Yeah, listen, he got that's chunky right there. That chain right there,
Cut it
just
into
the
bodies.
chain, just the chain is 150. That's 200 on the bezel right there.
In fairness, our audience, I don't know that they're watching. I mean, they're probably watching.
How do you not see it?
Yeah. Make sure you check it out.
It's the
but-
big. Look at that. He let him know.
Remember the
All right,
movie
guys.
Hostel?
Yeah. Now, let me give you another guy. All right, guys, let me throw
My
another one
earpiece
at
fell
you.
out.
Before you throw a thing,
Yeah.
I want to get super chats in, weave them out throughout the show because
Super chats, and then I got another player to throw at these
Weave.
guys. Let's go.
The Browns will take Tyler Warren.
Because if we save them all for the end, none of them are going to make sense. And
Yeah.
there's a couple that don't make
Yeah,
sense.
go.
But Goldilocks Graham sent the first super chat, and Goldilocks says,
Creepy.
"We're drafting Hunter, then we're trading up for Milrow." And that was before the stream started. So
Well,
that's been-
look like that didn't happen.
Oops.
Chris Alexander says, "Let's take a minute, guys, to celebrate the Cavs and Guardians on being successful franchises." Okay, bring on the disappointment now, Brown.
Yeah, that's fair.
There is fair.
Curtis Reeser says, "Let's effing go, boys."
Yes.
Okay.
Tis Boom says, "Boo! I thought this was a notification about the Cavs. Go Bengals. I'd be the most Browns thing ever to trade Travis Hunter away. I hope they do it."
And they did it.
They did it. Dustin West says, and now these are after the trade. Dustin West says, "If we can get Genty, Abuka, and Milrow with these 3 picks, I'll be less pissed off." Stephen Grubb says, "So this is what Myles Garrett came back for?" Scott A.
He came back for the money, my man. That's
Yeah.
it. That's
Scott A
it.
says, "Trade back to 10, get Mike Green, trade 36 and 94 to Minnesota, grab Abuka, take 41, 2 4s to 28, grab
Oh my
Maxwell
God.
Hairston,
Oh my
and
gosh.
take Travion Henderson at 33.
Okay.
Oh,
Jeremy Long says, "This is what all you trade back idiots wanted. Now we lost on the best player in the draft. F this team." And James Mace Jr. says, "Same old Browns."
Yeah.
listen.
Jason, are you one of the trade back idiots?
Yeah, fine. Call me a trade back idiot. I'll just remember that next year.
All right.
Hey,
yeah,
no,
yeah, when they're drafting another
on.
offensive lineman at 7
Hey.
because
Hey.
the Giants and Raiders are
Hey,
taking quarterbacks.
I'm letting you know right now.
Yes.
Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry if they don't draft Ashton Genty and they run around out here, and this offense is putrid next year.
There's one other player I thought of too. Just
Who?
Here, Tyler Warren, the tight end. If they take him at 5 or 10, are you satisfied?
That's what I was just gonna say.
This guy's supposedly the next great tight end.
I would
have to squint real hard because that would mean that you. I mean, I don't remember the last tight end that went in the top.
Brock Bowers last year, and he was sensational.
Okay.
I texted my son today. I said, I want the Browns to get Hunter, but man, I love Tyler Warren.
This isn't anything we haven't already said, but Diana
yeah.
tweeted 4 minutes ago the Browns are open to moving down again. They're taking calls on 5. We already told you it's 10.
Didn't she also report that the Browns are going to trade for Kirk Cousins?
No.
She did. I think recently said that. They
No.
might trade for Kirk Cousins.
Hey,
What would you do if the Browns took a quarterback at 5 here?
Fine, dude. Honestly, we're all up in arms about something we don't even know how this thing's going to play out the next 25 minutes.
right. Listen, I told him.
We're reacting as it's happening.
No, I know.
I'm giving them to 5. Y'all got a couple picks to make, right? Like go up there.
I think we're all overreacting right now. Well, maybe not all of us, but Garrett and I specifically are because we just assume the Browns are going to take a lineman.
I think you just really wanted Travis Hunter.
Well,
that's true.
Of course, yeah.
Patriots pick is in. The Browns are back on the clock as we speak.
Okay.
Who do we think the Patriots are going to take?
Somebody boring.
To tackle.
Will Campbell from LSU.
Yeah.
He's the offensive lineman, right?
Correct.
G. Bush's worst nightmare could go off the board a pick earlier. Not even get the consensus best lineman going 4. You're at 4. You're not even in consensus.
This ain't even a great tackle class. This is not a great tackle. Will Campbell is if he was in that Tristan Wirfs draft, he'd be right where Jed Wills was at, right 3rd or 4th. But no one knows that because somebody said tackle is a good position. Let's take one.